Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're floating in complete darkness. You're warm, you're weightless, and every single sound around you is filtered through water. That muffled underwater world. That's what your baby has been living in for months. But here's the part that surprises most parents. Your baby isn't floating in silence. The womb is one of the noisiest environments a human being will ever experience, and the sounds your baby hears in there are shaping their brain in ways that scientists are only now beginning to map. Let's start with the constant soundtrack. Your heartbeat. It pulses through the uterine wall at roughly 70 beats per minute. And to your baby, it's not a faint thump in the background. A 2015 study published in the journal PLOS One found that a mother's heartbeat registers at approximately 85 decibels inside the womb. That's louder than a vacuum cleaner. It's louder than a busy restaurant. Your baby is living inside the equivalent of a bass drum that never stops. And they don't just hear it, they synchronize to it. Research from the University of Oxford showed that fetal heart rate patterns begin to entrain, to rhythmically lock with the mother's heartbeat by the third trimester. This isn't random. This is the baby's nervous system learning its first rhythm, its first sense of predictability, its first experience of something reliable in a world it hasn't seen yet. But the heartbeat is just the baseline. Layered on top of it is a symphony of biological noise. Your digestive system produces a continuous, low-frequency rumble as food moves through the intestines. Your lungs create a soft, rhythmic whoosh with every breath. Blood rushing through the placental arteries generates a sound researchers describe as pulsing wind. A team at the University of Valencia recorded the intrauterine soundscape using specialized microphones inserted during prenatal examinations. What they captured was astonishing. The combined ambient noise inside the womb averages between 75 and 90 decibels. Consistently, that's the volume of a running dishwasher. Your baby has never known silence, not once. So when parents play white noise machines for their newborns and watch them fall asleep within minutes, it's not coincidence, it's recognition. That sound is the closest thing to home they've ever heard outside the womb. Now, this is where it gets truly remarkable. Your baby doesn't just hear noise, they hear you, specifically you. And the way your voice reaches them is unlike any other sound in their world. External sounds, voices, music, television, travel through the air, hit the abdominal wall, pass through muscle and fluid, and arrive muffled and distorted. High frequencies get stripped away. What reaches the baby is a low, blurred version of the original. Think of it like hearing someone talk from the next room through a closed door, but your voice doesn't take that route. When you speak, your vocal cords create vibrations that travel through your skeleton, through your ribcage, through the tissues of your torso, directly into the uterine wall. This bone-conducted pathway preserves far more acoustic detail than airborne sound. Your baby hears your voice in higher fidelity than any other sound in their environment. A study from Queen's University in Canada demonstrated this with elegant precision. They played recordings of the mother's voice and a stranger's voice to babies still in the womb and measured changes in fetal heart rate. The mother's voice produced a consistent heart rate deceleration, a calming response. The stranger's voice produced acceleration, an alerting response. The babies could tell the difference before birth, before they had ever seen a face. But perhaps the most startling discovery came from a research team at the University of Helsinki. They found that babies in the third trimester don't just react to their mother's voice. They react to specific words and phrases she uses frequently. Neural imaging of newborns showed enhanced brain responses to words the mother had repeated, often during pregnancy, compared to words she hadn't used. The implication is extraordinary. Your baby is learning the melody of your language before they're born, the rhythm, the cadence, the emotional patterns of how you speak. All of this is being encoded in neural architecture that will later become the foundation for their own language development. This is why newborns show a measurable preference for their native language within hours of birth. A landmark 2013 study from the University of Würzburg analyzed the cries of French and German newborns and found that French babies cried with a rising intonation, matching French speech patterns, while German babies cried with a falling intonation, matching German. They had absorbed the prosody of their mother tongue through the uterine wall. They learned to speak before they could breathe. And it's not just language, music matters too. A study published in PNAS found that babies exposed to a specific melody during the third trimester showed neural recognition of that melody 4 months after birth, not days, months. The memory trace lasted. The womb had recorded it into their developing brain. So, what does all of this mean for you? It means that the world you create around yourself during pregnancy isn't just your environment, it's your baby's first classroom. The music you listen to, the conversations you have, the tone you use when you're happy or angry or whispering to yourself in the kitchen at midnight. All of it is being received, processed, and stored. You are your baby's first experience of what the world sounds like. And long before they open their eyes, they've already decided that your voice, your specific, irreplaceable voice, is the sound that means safety. So the next time you catch yourself humming in the car, or narrating your grocery list, or singing badly in the shower, know that someone is listening, someone who has been listening for weeks. And to them, it's the most beautiful sound there is. And if you've ever wondered why your baby seems to move more at certain times of day, especially late at night when you're trying to sleep, the neuroscience behind that timing is more deliberate than you think. That's next.